Hello and welcome to Cinema Wellman. I am your host, David, and the month of May has blown past us, so I'm here to recap the movies that made an impact for better or for worse. Before I begin, I would like to thank Mr. Wellmo for hosting our last episode. I knew I wasn't going to be able to discuss 10 mostly horror clown movies without creeping myself out, so I asked Mr. Wellmo to take the con, and he did an admirable job for a clown. There's still clown DNA all over the studio. I'm going to have to talk to him about that. And I did love Apocalypse Clown and Funzo. Just love Funzo. We screened a total of 45 movies here in May, and 10 of those, as you may know, were clown-related, so they're out of the mix. For this reason, we only have one film on the worst list today, and I will tell you that it is so bad that it can really represent 5 horrible films all on its own. From 2021, it's Apex Predator's original title, Jaws of Los Angeles. Unrated, 75 minutes, IMDb 1.4. Directed by Dustin Ferguson. IMDb tells us the bodies of beachgoers begin washing ashore during the grand opening of a new resort with dire results. Let's begin with the 1.4 score on IMDb. I went through all of the films that we've screened for our Which Was Worse episodes, and there is only one film on that list with a lower score, and most of those movies were straight up trash. I also checked all of the scores for the Sharknado movies I'll be screening for Cinema Wellman's second annual Shark Week this summer, and none of them have a score this low. I will add that Apex Predators was absolutely worthy of that 1.4 rating. They could have actually gone a little lower on this one. I had so many issues with this movie that I started to make short videos for myself so I wouldn't forget anything. Those notes included: stock footage is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's just beautiful, but everything else appears to be out of an adult film. The production design, everything. A character goes 100% Taken monologue on a shark. I will find you, etc. It's a shark. Can't remember seeing even one real shark attack worthy of mentioning. This is a movie about shark attacks that doesn't show any shark attacks. It does feature a cut rate Jay and Silent Bob, who are, I guess, here for comic relief. They smoke weed and listen to music. One of them delivers the following line, and I quote, "Don't make me take off my shirt and release my loose moobs." So, I mean, what does that even mean? I can guess, but I really don't want to. Loose moobs. Sharks can and do attack in shallow water. I know that. But water that's calf deep? Knee deep? Does that happen? Sharks are bigger than that? The owner of the resort in this film is one of the worst actors I've ever seen in a bad movie. And that's saying a lot. A subtitle error was one of the most entertaining parts of watching this. Whenever a character mentions a rogue shark, the subtitles read Rouge Shark. That made me laugh every time, and that 100% would be a better movie than this. I had to take a video of the end of the movie because I honestly couldn't believe what I was seeing. The cut rate Channing Tatum knockoff of a main character wakes up to car alarms, helicopters, houses on fire, and people running. When he goes outside to investigate, he sees a gigantic shark rising out of the horizon, and the shark is roaring and roaring. and it had absolutely nothing to do with the previous 73 minutes. I know this is a bold prediction, but I really don't think any of the Sharknado movies are gonna be this bad. They can't be, right? They can't be. The summary on IMDb, not the synopsis, but the summary reads as follows, quote, I love this. Reviewers say Apex Predators is an unwatchable disaster that ranks among the worst films they've ever seen, end quote. So there. Well, at least that's that for the worst of the month. Next, we have plane crashes, errant missiles, zombies, a vengeful bride, and a flock of very intelligent sheep. Thankfully, no sharks. Let's start with 2026's Send Help. Rated R, 113 minutes, IMDb 6.8. Directed by old pal Sam Raimi. IMDb says an overworked analyst and her arrogant Nepo baby boss survive a plane crash near Thailand and must cooperate to survive on a remote jungle island while their workplace power dynamic collapses around them. If you've been here before for one of these best and worst of the month episodes, you know how they work. Making the best list of the month means that, and only that, the movie being discussed was one of the best movies we screened in that month. And it's a movie we wanted to talk about. That's pretty much it. We're not suggesting it was a great film or a film that needs to be recognized or awarded. It was just one of the best films we screened in the past 31 days. We're never saying that the movie is perfect, and Send Help is far from perfect, but it was fun. It actually raised more questions, many more questions than it answered. But I just enjoyed watching it. It helps that we love Rachel McAdams here at Cinema Wellman. And I'm not alone, since at least two other people I know told me they wouldn't have watched this film if it wasn't for Rachel McAdams and her co-star Dylan O'Brien. McAdams plays the quintessentially put-upon, unappreciated female employee who is treated terribly by her obnoxious male co-workers. It takes a lot to make Rachel McAdams look unappealing, but the filmmakers certainly do their best as she joins these clowns on the corporate jet that eventually crashes and sets up McAdams and her boss O'Brien as the sole survivors on a deserted island. O'Brien's character is so hateful that it's easy to root against him when McAdams turns the tables on him. She's enjoying the power, and she's not about to give it up. She's not about to try to get rescued from the island, for that matter, either. The plane crash sequence is well done. It's both harrowing and funny at times. The scene where McAdams fights a boar is also pretty intense, as you learn from the start that she is more than able to fend for herself in the wild. The mouthful of blood scene had me a little bit queasy, I must say. Are there plot holes? Yes. Did I keep coming up with questions I couldn't answer for days after watching? Yes. If you watch this, you'll know exactly what I mean. But it was fun. Next up is a political thriller by a director who knows a thing or two about political thrillers. From 2025, A House of Dynamite, rated R, 112 minutes, IMDb 6.4, directed by Catherine Bigelow. IMDb, when a single, unattributed missile is launched at the United States, a race begins to determine who is responsible and how to respond. Catherine Bigelow is a two-time Oscar winner, and she helms this unsettling film that certainly makes you wonder what really would happen in this situation. We've certainly seen movies about missiles heading towards the United States, but what makes this one compelling is that we're not sure who fired it at us, making potential retaliation quite risky as the clock is ticking. Do you launch nuclear weapons at a country or countries who may be innocent? Do you not retaliate and sit idly by while Chicago is incinerated? And what do all those highly paid military crisis people do on days there aren't missiles heading towards us? Those are our tax dollars paying those salaries, right? What do they do? I'm sure their jobs are important. This was a thought-provoking nail-biter that may not give you the ending you were looking for, but it is satisfying nonetheless. You may want to pay attention to the closing credits for the answers to one of those questions that you'll probably have. And it's not one of those mid-credit scenes either. You've got to listen. Next up is a zombie film that's not your usual zombie film. From 2024 and Australia. Australia, we love you. We Bury the Dead. Rated R, 95 minutes, IMDb 5.6, directed by Zach Hilditch. IMDb. After a military catastrophe leaves Tasmania filled with partially reanimated corpses, a volunteer searching for her missing husband abandons recovery operations and travels south through isolated communities, collapsing beneath guilt. Zombies have been around since stories have been around. The thought of someone dying but not being totally dead has fascinated countless cultures since the beginning of time. Because of that, we also have countless movies and television shows about our undead friends and families, which makes it difficult to stand out in a field filled with so many zombies. You've got your slow zombies, you've got your reasonably ambulatory zombies, and you have everybody's favorites, the fast zombies, which doesn't quite seem fair. No matter the speed of the zombie, chances are you're going to have difficulty defeating them. Add to that the storyline that one of those zombies out there used to be mom or dad or husband or wife, and things get even more complicated. That twist adds something to the zombie movie equation. We Bury the Dead then adds another element that, in my opinion, elevates this film from the usual zombie fare. You know how ghosts in some ghost stories catch a bit of a break because they're lost? They're dead, but they have some unfinished business here, won't be at rest until things have been settled. They're really not here to harm anybody. That one? We've all seen that in a ghost movie. Have you seen it in a zombie movie? We Bury the Dead. Next up is a movie whose screening led to a future episode that's already in the works, and it's a topic I'm surprised that it has eluded us for 4+ seasons. The film is The Bride Wore Black from 1968, France, unrated, 107 minutes, IMDb 7.2, directed by the legendary Francois Truffaut. IMDb. Julie Kohler is prevented from suicide by her mother and leaves town. She will track down, charm, and kill 5 men who do not know her. What is her goal? What is her purpose? Julie Kohler is played by 40-year-old Jean Moreau, who I loved in 1958's Elevator to the Gallows, another French thriller. The Bride Wore Black is director Francois Truffaut's homage to his friend Alfred Hitchcock. The source material was written by Cornell Woolrich, who wrote It Had to Be Murder, which Hitchcock adapted into Rear Window. Truffaut also brought along frequent Hitchcock collaborator Bernard Herrmann to score the film. The 5 men Julie is hunting down and killing were all involved in the death of her husband on their wedding day, which is why the title of the film is The Bride Wore Black. She's not military, special ops, or law enforcement. She's just a woman who had the man she loved taken away from her and is now out for revenge, which got me thinking of my favorite revenge movies, and it's always dangerous when I start making a list. So, coming soon to Cinema Wellman, Revenge. The best part of a revenge film is the lengths the person is willing to go to exact their revenge. Moreau's Kohler is definitely all in on her plan, and it's great fun watching her check off the names on her list. One more movie to go, and it's a murder mystery, which we love here almost as much as a thriller. From Ireland, The Sheep Detectives, 2026, PG, 109 minutes, IMDb 7.7, directed by Kyle Balda. IMDb. Every night a shepherd reads aloud a murder mystery, pretending his sheep can understand. When he is found dead, the sheep realize it was murder and think they know everything about how to go about solving it. Hannah brought this movie to my attention months ago when she read about it and the fact that it was being released on her birthday, May 8th. She and I have been doing a book club this year, and we've been reading murder mysteries written by Agatha Christie. So this movie was in our wheelhouse, and I was excited to see it as part of her birthday celebration. I really loved everything about this movie, from the shepherd, played by Hugh Jackman, to all the sheep, voiced by, we've got Sir Patrick Stewart, we've got Regina Hall, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Brett Goldstein, Roy Kent from from Ted Lasso, Chris O'Dowd, Rice Darby, and Bella Ramsey, and a non-sheep Emma Thompson. I will surprise absolutely no one by admitting that I cried a couple times watching this. It was so sweet. And the part about the sheep being able to forget, and the one sheep who can't forget and carries all of their pain, and the little winter lamb. Absolutely delightful. And I can't recommend this enough. Who knew sheep could be this much fun? The end of this, I saw the O'Neill Cinema in Littleton. The end, people clapped. And I, usually I see movies where I'm the only person there. So, but it was nice to hear applause at a film. That was nice. It was good. Sheep Detectives, well worth the trip. Well, that is a wrap from here at Cinema Wellman and the best and worst of the month of May, the merry, merry month of May. We hope you're back with us next time as our Season 5 sports episodes continue with the Wellman Cup special, Salute to Hockey Movies. And until then, take care.